It is, but it should not. A century of salt and pressure.
Record scratch. Watch closely.
At this depth, lifting the whole ship destroys it.
So we rewind and go down. (3,800 meters below).
First, when did Titanic sink?
Night of April 14th.
The iconic crow's nest, where the iceberg was first spotted, now rests silently in the abyss.
Into the early hours of April 15th, 1912.
Second, how deep is Titanic?
About 3,800 meters down. Roughly 12,500 feet.
Deep enough that only machines can see. Down here, time eats steel.
Now, what does 3,800 meters really mean? Pressure here is not a feeling, it is a force. Every square inch is being crushed. And the cold keeps everything slow, except decay.
No sunlight, no warmth, just a beam. Without an ROV, the Titanic is invisible.
Time down here moves in millimeters. Even the seafloor looks like dust. This is why the hull cannot be handled like a normal ship.
Rusticles are the wreck turning into dust. The wreck stays still. Only our light changes.
One wrong move, and the ocean closes the curtain.
So any recovery must be careful and small. We start here, at the tier.
People say, the ship, but it is no longer one piece. It is structure, fragments, and time.
Even solid lines are now soft edges. And then, the stern, collapsed.
Soft sediment can lock heavy steel in place. Beyond the bow, the story breaks apart. This is not a hull, it is a field.
Every edge here is weakened by salt and biology. And then, the stern collapsed.
A ship shape, tuned into a twisted map.
The metal is thinner than it looks.
That's why a whole ship is a fragile idea.
This site is treated as a maritime memorial.
The guidelines for research and recovery.
Not everything that can be taken should be. We observe. We measure. We do not disturb.
So our story stays hypothetical, engineering, not intrusion.
We use one rule: respect first.
Everything we show is a simulation of scale. A thought experiment. What it would cost. And what it would break. We start with one piece on paper.
Measure, map, never gab.
This is Deepwater Relics Engineering with Estimate. If we ignored all of that, here is the scale.
Not a lift, a balancing act.
Everything above must hold position for hours.
Loads must be spread, not concentrated. Not concentrated.
Think distributed support, not one pull point.
Up top, the ship must stay perfectly still. Dynamic positioning fights wind and current.
Because drift equals shock down the line. The lift system is many lines, sharing the load.
Not a blueprint, a concept of distribution. Staged by layers through the water column. The wreck must be supported before it is moved.
As we slowly ascend the starboard side, the sheer scale of the Titanic's bow becomes clear. The problem is not pulling up, it is preventing a break. Weak steel fails where forces concentrate. And that leads to failure point number 1. Dead point 1. Weakened structure plus uneven load.
Pitting turns steel into a brittle shell.
Census watch stain, not guesses.
When amber appears, you slow everything down.
The wreck cannot flex like healthy steel. Load finds the weakest stitch first.
Red means stop.
The safest move is no move.
You halt before a T becomes a rip.
Stress concentrates around damage, not around plans. The metal is perforated like a sponge. Stress concentrates around damage, not around plans.
Because saving the wreck means accepting limits.
Failure point 1 is structural weakness plus load imbalance.
Next, the ocean itself fights you.
Dead point 2 stats below the hull.
Mud is not empty, it grips.
Suction builds where weight settles.
When it releases, it can jerk. A small jack becomes vibration. Qant turns vibration into a swing.
The risk is fatigue, cables, frames, joints.
If the box spikes, you stop.
Down here, a shake is a crack waiting. And then comes the surface problem. Up here, the clock speeds up.
Position must stay perfect. The moment air touches it, chemistry changes.
The moment air touches it, chemistry changes.
Salt wants to crystallize inside every pore.
Humidity shifts. Temperature shifts.
So you do not dry dock it.
You quarantine it in water.
Because I is the enemy now.
Keep it wet. Keep it stable.
Stop crystals before they grow.
And then, the impossible twist.
Now comes what everyone wants. Restoration.
Step 1 is not cleaning. It's survival.
A wet dock quarantine.
Because salt in the pores is the real threat.
We keep it wet so it does not die fast.
Welcome to cleaning at city scale.
Phase 3. Clean, without easing time.
Low pressure. Gentle removal. Every pore is a salt memory.
Rinse, then recover what falls.
Let the water clear it, slowly.
Same metal, 2 minutes apart.
Patch by patch, never all at once.
Remove mud. Keep the seas.
Some growth stays, because it is history. Phase 3 ends when the water is clear. Phase 3 ends when the water is clear.
Phase 4, stabilize so it cannot sag.
Support follows compartments, not convenience.
No forced contact. No new stress.
Then you slow corrosion electrically.
Protection without turning it into a new ship.
A conservation film. Thin, visible, respectful.
The rule is preservation to exist.
Stabilize the shape. Slow the loss.
When the readings stop drifting, you can move on.
Museum ready means stable, sealed, and slow.
This is a fragment, kept alive. Notice, it is not rebuilt. It is preserved.
One piece on display. The rest stays protected. Because preservation is a permanent job.
So we go back.